PFF position rankings rolling along now. It's tight end time. Here's our top 10. Of course, you can see a breakdown on all of these guys in the PFF Draft Guide, all a part of PFF Edge and Elite. All right, Mike, a lot of people talking about the tight end class being really deep. I don't know if we're as high on the class as everyone else because most people have TJ Hockenson and Noah Fant, the two Iowa tight ends, as first-round type of players, but we're setting the cutoff right here. We're saying Hockenson round 1, Noah Fant's more of a round 2 player.
Yeah, Hockenson, a very clean prospect, very good ball skills, only 2 drops his entire college career, 7 contested catches, love him as a red zone threat, and probably, arguably the best inline blocker at the tight end position in this draft. So from that perspective, very clean. Doesn't have the high-end elite athleticism of maybe a Travis Kelce or a George Kittle before him, but I think there's a lot to like. That's why we like him in the first round. I'm usually not on board with first-round tight ends. I'd still take TJ Hockenson somewhere in the back end of the first round.
Back end of the first round, too. He's getting top 10 hype. Even that would be a little bit rich for him, and I agree. I love watching him in the run game. And out of all of these guys, he separates really well at the top of routes. The thing about Noah Fant has all of the athleticism, 4.5 guy, explosion, wide receiver type of look and feel running down the field, but he has some question marks to his game.
Yeah, just really no feel for getting open at the position. Very bad ball skills, 13 drops on 91 catchable passes in his college career, only 4 contested catches and only 2 broken tackles. All that athleticism and really not much after the catch in terms of breaking tackles, in terms of being elusive. So a lot of red flags on his tape. A long way to go before I think I'd feel comfortable with him being a quality starting NFL tight end. The best thing you can say about him is he is very dynamic in terms of straight line. If you want to run him straight down the field, straight across formation on horizontal crossers, he can do that. If the linebackers matched up, then runs a 4.7 one-on-one with them, he's going to run away from them. But in terms of separating on a normal route tree, that's not going to be him.
Yeah, and what you're describing is a complementary piece and a guy that you can create some mismatches with. Reminds me a little bit of Eric Ebron because he has the athleticism, but also the question marks with catching the football. And okay run blocker. He'll at least get in position and getting guys away for the most part. Not as good as his teammate Hockenson. At number 3, Jay Sternberger, another guy we have more back end of the second round. That's my guy right there. He can stretch the seam. He's got really good skills after the catch, much different from Fant, who we haven't really seen break tackles.
Yeah, definitely on a different end of the spectrum in terms of feel for the position, getting open, running a full route tree. Sternberger can do that. Again, not anything special athletically, but more than enough to separate from linebackers. So if you need a receiving threat between these two, depending on usage, like I said, he has some special ability in terms of big plays, Noah Fant does, but Sternberger on a more consistent basis, a high volume, I'd rather have him in my offense.
And then when you look at Irv Smith, he moves extremely well. He was part of that Alabama crew that had 4 or 5 NFL talents catching the ball. My question with him is his size. He's, all these other guys have this nice big catch radius, like like to have from a tight end.
Yeah.
Irv Smith more in that H-back, move tight end type of role.
Yeah, the reason we have him lower in these, love his ball skills, love his ability, love his athleticism, but at 6'2", 240 pounds, you're not so big that you're going to physically tower over cornerbacks in the NFL, and you're not so athletic that you're going to always separate from linebackers. You're kind of in that tweener space, and you're definitely not going to be able to inline block regularly at that size in the NFL. So from that perspective, I'm not sure he really has necessarily a great position for him. A team that really uses a move back, someone like the Rams who really use that sort of position will covet someone like that, but not every team is going to have a role for him in their offense.
All these guys are in the second to third round range, and I think there's a cutoff after this next guy, Josh Oliver from San Jose State. He does have the catch radius, huge hands, shows up at the catch point. He's one of the guys I think in the third round. I think if I'm a tight end needy team, if I miss out on Hockenson at the top, I'm looking at Josh Oliver in the third.
Yeah, he had 16 contested catches this past season, far and away the most among all tight ends in college football. Top 10 nationwide in terms of all positions, including wide receivers as well. So great in those situations, like you said, big hands, very physical on the route tree, pretty good athleticism too, ran the 4.6s, so a lot to like about him in the mid-round.
Really big fan of Josh Oliver. Beyond that, a lot of question marks here with a guy like Dawson Knox. He's getting a lot of hype because of his straight line speed. Don't think he has a great feel for the pass game. Wasn't used a whole lot in the Ole Miss system. There's just a lot of projection to his game. Caleb Wilson's a guy who graded really well for us at UCLA, but another straight line guy. You give him a two-way go, he's a little clunky in and out of his routes. I just don't trust him running one-on-one, but I think Same thing you said with Fant. If you put him one-on-one, just straight line,
Yeah,
he's got the
he could separate from that. And I just worry about physically. He looks slighter than a lot of these other guys in terms of his build. Anytime a linebacker got hands on him, he was just toast on his route. So that, to me, is worrisome because you're going to get chucked at the next level.
If you're looking for the quote-unquote upside guy, Drew Sample from Washington, got a little bit of explosion, gets in there, mixes it up against, in the running game. He's got some all-around tight end potential. But there you have it. It's our top 10, all in the PFF Draft Guide. Be sure to check it out. All part of your PFF Edge and Elite package.